Hello everyone. I think this is day 5, but I'm not sure. I'm having a really rough day today. This is what having narcissistic tendencies is really all about. It is really painful because you lose friends constantly, family members. I remember my dad, who was totally NPD on the far extreme of the scale, ended up alone in his life, probably had no understanding of why. For those who don't know that they have narcissism or narcissistic traits, more extreme than the average, you don't understand why you can't keep friends, why you don't get invited anywhere, why you just get written off, you write other people off. I don't understand why I have this. It must be genetic. My son has it. He's 12 next month. I see the same things going on with him. Even when he was younger, he will make best friends, and then within a year or so, he'll lose them. And he won't know why. They'll just turn against him, and they'll hate him. And he will have lost that friend, and he's attached to that friend. And he's too young for me to explain narcissism to him, and I don't want to ruin him. I don't want to ruin his emotional stability, his sense of self right now. We just went through another, every time you lose a friend, me, him, you move on, you get over it, it's painful, you get over it, you don't understand why, then you move on to the next friendship that comes along. There's always another one that comes along. And no matter how hard you try to break that cycle, you can't. You just can't. I know that this is supposed to be my recovery video series, but I don't know how to recover. I'm losing another friend who is my son's friend's mother. My son lost his best friend and now might lose this friend. I mean, I can just sense it, like something changes. There's just something energetically that changes. I don't really understand what happens. And they just, you can tell they look at you differently. It's not as relaxed as it was. They stop inviting you over. You stop, it's just, things just change. And it's really sad and pathetic because there's nothing you can do about it. There's no cure unless you have enough money to spend in therapy a couple years. I don't even have it that bad as my dad. And I can't keep friends. I have a couple girlfriends, but that's because I don't see them that often. I don't get together with them that often. If I did, I know that I would lose them too. In fact, I almost lost one who used to be my best friend. And I was just ready to write her off because she doesn't invite me anywhere. We've invited her and her husband over, and they come over. We seem to have a wonderful time, but they don't invite us anywhere. They don't invite our kids. And it's just really painful. And now I have to watch my son, who was in a group of boys, and he was happy. He was skateboarding with them. They were best buddies. And now they have all turned against him. And he doesn't know why. And one of them said, "You're not a good friend." And he said, "Why? Tell me why." And he wouldn't say anything. Nobody wants to say anything. Nobody wants to help us. I don't know why. I mean, I guess, if people's behavior makes you uncomfortable, you don't really tell them about it. You just move on. You just leave them behind and move on. And that's what happens. So I really don't even know if this should be oh, there's my dogs. this should be a recovery series because I don't see recovery happening. I really don't. I don't have any tools. Anyways, I don't want to just stop this abruptly because of the dogs. I'm going upstairs. Dogs are fighting amongst each other. Anyways, the effects of narcissism on the narcissist is extreme emotional pain, feelings of abandonment, loneliness, confusion, depression because you really want friends, you like people, you enjoy interacting with people. And I'm not talking about the NPD on the, extreme end of the scale. I'm talking about middle of the scale, above the normal narcissism that people have, which is probably healthy because otherwise you're going into the codependent end of the spectrum. I don't like this. I don't want it. And yet I have it. It's entrenched and I can't get rid of it. And I don't know. I'm afraid that I'm going to end up lonely and alone like my dad did. I try really hard to see from others' perspectives and have that social empathy with others. And it's really hard for me. I can't quite put myself in their shoes. I can't imagine what they might be thinking or feeling while I'm talking to them and talk at the same time. I just find it really difficult. And I even want to do it. I try really hard to do it and it just doesn't work. And then I get nervous, anxious, fearful because I can't do it. And then I'm afraid am I coming across narcissistic? And please don't write and say, you're making it worse for yourself. That's not true. This is a part of being narcissistic, is confusion, not understanding, and not understanding relationships. I don't really think it has to do with upbringing. I really don't. Because my son has it, and yeah, I'm narcissistic, but I'm not really bad. I show him a lot. I show both of them a lot of love, encouragement, support, positive energy. I also have the negative narcissistic energy, but I really don't think that can have that big of an effect where it would be just entrenched in somebody. I think it's genetic. That's my personal opinion. Because they're raised in a loving home by loving parents. And yeah, I'm narcissistic, and yes, I've yelled at them in the past, much less so now than I used to. But, I see other mothers yelling at their kids, and I don't know, maybe just a little bit goes a long way, and they become narcissistic from that. But I always apologize after I yell. I have a jar that, of money that if I yell, I put $1 in their jar, so I can stop, so I can learn to stop. And yet I don't stop. I can't stop. It happens so quickly. My yelling, my reaction, that I can't stop it because I don't see it coming. How can you stop something that you don't see coming? I really hate having this. I'm just really having a bad day. It's almost Christmas. This should be a fun time, and instead my son lost all his friends. They're off having sleepovers and skateboarding together, and he's left completely out. It's extremely painful to see that, watch him go through that, and him not understand why. And I can't help him without, ripping apart his psyche. Trying to explain something to him, he wouldn't understand. He would just take it personally and feel bad. And I do that enough, trying to help him by pointing out things. I shouldn't be pointing out anything. Anyways, haven't done a video in a few days because the kids have been home from school because it's Christmas break. Well, that's today, and I don't know. Maybe I'll do another video, see how I feel. I mean, if I get to the point where I can't change it, then there's no point in doing a recovery video, healing video, because there's no hope. I don't see any hope right now. And I'm pretty strong and resilient. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.